to the platform with the number 3 talk. And is this the first one you've given here? Yes. Okay, well, looking forward to it. And it's on abusive speech. Abusive speech is displeasing to Jehovah.
Abusive speech is so acceptable in today's world. It's in our entertainment, our households, our family lives, and even at times within the Christian congregation, unfortunately. However, this is displeasing and offensive to our God, and should be displeasing and offensive to those who love Him. It is highly unlikely that the world's understanding of abusive speech accurately conveys the importance of how much this displeases Jehovah. Because initially the King James Version of the Bible did not adhere to the correct usage of the term abusive speech, although it does recognize this distinction in the Greek scriptures. But we as Jehovah's Witnesses have a clear perspective of the importance of avoiding such speech. Here the Bible warns us of the type of speech that has no place in the Christian congregation nor in the Christian household. Please turn with me to the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 8. And again, that is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 31, rather. Put away from yourselves every kind of malicious bitterness, anger, wrath, screaming, and abusive speech, as well as everything injurious. Degrading others, name-calling, and harsh, relentless criticism can strip others of their dignity and leave them feeling worthless. This was actually the goal of those passers-by who mocked Jesus as he was dying on his torture stake. Take notice of this account in the book of Mark, chapter 15, verses 29 and 30. And again, that is the book of Mark, chapter 15, verses 29 and 30. And those passing by spoke abusively to him, shaking their heads and saying, "Ha! You who would throw down the temple and build it in 3 days, save yourself by coming down off the torture stake." The Bible also gives us an example of the Apostle Paul and his fellow first-century Christians who were objects of similar speech by those who falsely construed their message, purpose, and Christian conscience. Some 2,000 years ago, the inspired Apostle Paul counseled the Colossian congregation to put away obscene talk. That counsel is found in the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 8. Please turn with me to the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 8. But now you must put them all away from you: wrath, anger, badness, abusive speech, and obscene talk out of your mouth. Paul also told the Ephesian congregation that obscene jesting is among things that shouldn't even be mentioned among true Christians. But why, we may ask ourselves? Well, to put it plainly, because it is disrespectful to Jehovah, and he does not view lightly those who misuse the gift of speech. An example of this can be found in the book of Leviticus, chapter 24, verses 11a and 16. Let's see how Jehovah responded when his personal name was subjected to abusive speech. And again, that is the book of Leviticus, chapter 24, verses 11 and 16. The son of the Israelite woman began to abuse the name and to curse it. So they brought him to Moses. And verse 16, so the abuser of Jehovah's name should be put to death without fail. The entire assembly should stone him without fail. The foreign resident should be put to death, the same as the native, for his abusing the name. My friends, Jehovah has not changed. In an effort to avoid displeasing him, let us ask ourselves, what is my personal view on the use of profanity? And what does this view reveal about what is in my heart? Then, in an effort to please our God, let us keep these helpful reminders in mind when discussing others. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? And most importantly, would it please our God, Jehovah?